where it all began, right here in Little Italy. The Italian American Museum is probably the only place that we can gather together and create all our generations. We came over, the original immigrants, mostly from the South, came over between 1880 and 1917. Over 6.5 million left Italy in that time. They didn't all come to the United States. They came here, they came to Argentina, they came to Brazil, they came to Canada, they came to New Zealand and Australia and what have you. We ended up with a significant amount and Little Italy was created. However, once the generation started, we've now been 110 years since our original ancestors came to the United States. The most difficult part was seeing their ethnicity, their heritage dissipate, because we're all recognized and defined by our generation. If you think about it, it's been over 100 years, and we still should be resting on their shoulders. Instead, we've come to the idea of first, second, third, and now fourth generation, and each generation thinks less and less about what they really came over originally. This is a festive time of the year, and those things majorly with the holidays for those generations, and we still want to maintain those kind of traditions.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Shelser, President and founder of the Italian American Museum here in New York City on the corner of Grand and Mulberry Street. But today, we have the Italian American Christmas in New York, the third episode done with Arthur Piccolo, here this time in our new expanded quarters at the Italian American Museum. Right now I'm standing in the exhibit hall, the new exhibit hall that has just been recently renovated. And also we have an archive room as well that has also been renovated. So I hope you're all going to come and see us. But today is full of Christmas, fun, and festivities. We're going to be decorating this beautiful tree right behind us, our first Italian-American Christmas tree in our new home in New York City, in Little Italy. This Christmas tree right behind us. And this is going to be part of our Italian-American Christmas episode. You'll be hearing stories, wonderful stories of people and their reminiscences of the experiences that they had in their childhood, how they celebrated their Italian-American Christmas. For now, though, we have to get started decorating our tree. So please stay tuned and watch and listen to this wonderful postcard experience on the Italian-American New York experience in Christmas time. That's it.
I don't like my time. They want somebody, they want to go. I'll go to the road. I'll go out there and cut it.
Nice video tour, tree house. That's very nice. Yeah.
And it's still not that good, so they're pretty south.
And you remember the museum? Or you did that for sure?
I'm a friend of the doctor, so they have both of them in the school.
Well,
Okay, ready?
My name is John Mango. I was brought up in Brooklyn, New York. My grandparents come from Italy, both on my mother's side and my father's side. On my mother's side, they were from Avellino, a little town called Calitri. And on my father's side, they were from Basilicata, a little town called ITAIAN. I have very fond memories growing up on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I remember we lived in a railroad flat in Brooklyn on Evergreen Avenue in Bushwick section. And my grandparents and my mother, for Christmas Day, we would make raviolis, homemade raviolis, and we would bring them from the kitchen and lay them onto the bedspread. And when it was over, we would count how many raviolis we had. And they were the best raviolis. They were very big raviolis. And I remember also the Christmas Eve, we had a lot of fish also. And then after we ate on Christmas Day, we would clear the table and we would play cards with all the kids. Everybody was involved. And we played a game called Miniged. Miniged is the two clubs. And it would go around the table and all the kids and the old people, we would put so much into the pot, and it was just pennies, and we would get excited if we got that card. And basically that's it. I have very fond memories. I'm in love with Italy.
Good afternoon. I'm Frank Elmy, a professor from the City University of New York. I just retired recently, and I taught English for about 47 years, actually. Originally, I'm from Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I moved to New York to get my PhD at NYU. But my fondest memories of growing up in Hershey were Christmas, and we celebrated Christmas with my grandparents, who were from Tuscany, and my grandfather was a stonemason and my grandmother was a dressmaker in Italy. But when they came to Hershey, they ended up working in the Hershey chocolate factory. And my father was an engineer at Hershey Chocolate. In fact, even today, my sister works for Hershey Chocolate. My dad was responsible for inventing the Kit Kat bar, actually, and got a big promotion as a result. But Christmas was very special in my family because my cousins lived next door with my grandparents, and we were always together. We had a very loving family, and my grandmother would bake and also make bacala, which we had every Christmas Eve. And she made bacala with olives and tomato sauce, and it was absolutely divine. Sometimes she even put raisins in the bacala, with the bacala. And we had a wonderful time. We always had torrone after dinner and espresso. And we just enjoyed the camaraderie of Christmas and being together. We were always together as a family. And that's the most important thing, is la famiglia in Italian culture. And I was very fortunate because not only was I part Tuscan, but my mother was half Badese and half Sicilian. Therefore, I learned Tuscan Italian as well as two other dialects. So that stood me in good stead when I met my wife, and I discovered that she was from Naples. And her family had a very similar Christmas celebration, which we still have today. We continue the tradition of having bacala at our Christmas Eve dinner at my house.
My name is Salvatore Rinaldi. My family is from Palermo, Sicily. We came down here in 1909, lived on Mulberry Street. So my recollection of Christmas is growing up here on Mulberry Street during the Christmas time, which is fish night, which is on the Friday before Christmas Eve. We used to go out and fish mangoes to get all the fish we needed to get. Clams, calamari, the whole 9 yards. My favorite thing was the rum cake, which we had to get 3 days in advance because it had to be pure rum, soaked in a bathtub overnight. Then we used to go to church Sunday, Christmas morning, I used to be an altar boy at the church, so I had to be there twice as early. And I enjoyed growing up in here, the streets, the neighborhood, how it's changed over the years, and how we should keep the Italian tradition together. Growing up here on Mulberry Street during the holidays, especially, used to be like an open house. Used to go from house to house, family to family, all night long, eating, drinking, having a great time. It was like one big party all night. It started from Christmas Eve to New Year's. But everybody in the neighborhood used to chip in. It used to be great. I mean, people sit out on the stoops, singing, dancing. It was great. That's the way it should be.
My name is Josephine Traversa Halper. I was born in Chicago of Italian parents, and I'm the only one of the 4 children that was born in this country. I remember belonging to a parish called Our Lady of Pompeii in Chicago. I went to elementary school there, and I remember being in the choir and learning Italian songs for Christmas and practicing for weeks beforehand for midnight mass. And we put together a beautiful celebration in church. And my mother would cook a splendid meal for the family. And as it grew, the in-laws and grandchildren would be at the table. And I remember the harsh Chicago winters too. I don't miss those. I've been living in New York many years, and I love it here.
My name is Lavelle Ruggiero. I am an Italian-American woman who grew up in Westchester County. Both families, Mom's family and Dad's family, settled in Westchester. Dad's family settled in Mamaroneck, and Mom's family settled in New Rochelle, and that is where I live. One of my strongest memories of the holidays is Christmas Eve at my grandmother Ruggiero's house. The house is still there, and my cousins live there. So that when my cousins invite me for Christmas Eve, I'm actually in my grandmother's kitchen. I'm sorry, which is extremely special. There was no room for walking around. The tables and the chairs and extra visitors filled up everything. And I know that on Christmas Eve next week, I know exactly what we're going to have. There'll be the bouillabaisse, there'll be the zeppoli, the fried dough, some with anchovies, some with powdered sugar. There'll be fried calamari. There won't be the codfish, the dried codfish in sauce. And that was something that we had at my grandmother's house. So that was a very, very special, that's going to be a very special evening. And one of the things that I'm saddest about, which I try hard to overcome, is the fact that language was deprived of the Italian language. I'm deprived of that. And as I'm grown older, I realized that, you know, they used to make jokes that this way they could speak without having children understand, but that wasn't the real reason. They didn't want us to be stigmatized because during the early part of the 20th century, Italian was a second-class language. They never spoke Italian in public, never spoke Italian out of the house.
My name is Federico Polsinelli. I grew up upstate New York and got a million great memories when it comes to Christmas time. You know, every Christmas morning I can remember waking up still full from the night before. The only time of year I eat a lot of different fishes all in one night. Family, friends, wine, great food, great people, opening presents, getting presents that my brothers and I would use against each other. I remember one year, I think it was one of my aunts got us boxing gloves, and that didn't go over so well. So I think by 10 a.m. Christmas morning, I can remember my father opening the front door and actually punting the boxing gloves out into the yard. And when I went out to get them, he locked me out. So I remember that was a cold Christmas morning, but I made my way back inside, so that was good. Really just spending time with family. I mean, that's what it would come down to. It would be going to my grandparents' house on Christmas Eve, staying there for hours, eating dinner, going to change into the new pajamas that my grandma would leave for us upstairs, falling asleep on the couch, hearing the adults get louder and louder as the night went on, more and more bottles of empty wine, empty bottles of wine. Looking forward to gifts, knowing which relatives gave the best gifts and looking forward to them the most. Spending time with my grandfather, my grandmother, parents. It wasn't like, I would see my cousins and relatives all the time anyway, so there wasn't a lot of, nice to see you, haven't seen you in a long time. We're a close-knit group like a lot of Italian-American families.
My name is Antoinette Festa. I was born at 242 Mott Street. I graduated from St. Patrick's School on Prince and Mott, and went to Washington Irving High School and then moved to Brooklyn. I remember that the families all lived very close to each other, and you didn't have to travel to find them. And I remember all we did was cook, and everybody came over to eat most of the time. And those were the big family gatherings. Christmas time, my father had family in Staten Island. They settled in Staten Island, and we would take the 3rd Avenue L and get on the ferry and go to Staten Island, and everybody eat at my father's sister's house for the holidays. Because we lived in an apartment and they lived in a house in Staten Island. And they were all very, very happy times because everybody was always together. The gifts that we had were made, like for instance, my mother worked on men's suits, and my sisters worked in the factories. They were older than I was, and they would make our clothes. Those were our gifts at the time because it was a depression time.
My name is Nick Polsinelli. I'm from upstate New York, and growing up as a young Italian American could be very noisy at times with all the Italians in one room. A big memory that stuck in my mind. The whole family would get together for dinner. The kids running around, and you had all the wives, the moms, the grandmas cooking dinner in the basement. There could be a lot of them down there in the kitchen and preparing the best food on earth. Ate a lot. I remember driving home from my grandmother's house, sleeping in the 15-minute car ride I had home, just because I was so full. The gifts were always great. It was a very fun time for me as a kid. Like I said, it could be very hectic with an Italian family. You have everybody yelling at the same time, yelling, eating, drinking, a lot going on. A lot of people talking with their hands. But it was a very fun time.
That our first Christmas tree is being decorated with Renato Prantanzio's original ornaments. They're over 70 years old. And I'm putting the first one on our tree now. And really, I'm very grateful to him for having brought them to the museum because it's exactly what we wanted. So these are all glass ornaments. You don't find them like this anymore today. Later on, you'll see the tree fully decorated with all of these ornaments and maybe even some more. Come on over and put up one of the ornaments yourself.
This particular one is a favorite. It was my grandmother's. She bought it sometime right around the end of World War II. We have our own collection. We have over 1,000 glass-blown ornaments, 3 trees. What am I going to do with these old things? Well, it wasn't until yesterday that I found out what we can do with these. I'm going to put my favorite.
What kind of
Hello, my name is Joe Marino, and I am Italian. And all four of my grandparents actually are from Calabria. Now, both sets of grandparents did not know each other, but it's just a big coincidence that they are from Calabria. My parents met here in New York City, and they were actually born, I think my mother was born in Brooklyn, and my father was actually born in Manhattan. So I'm second generation. My grandparents were very nice, hardworking people. My grandfather, he worked for the sanitation department for 20 years. A big man, worked very hard, broke his back. My grandmother used to actually have to ice his back on the weekends because he was in so much back pain. And he made a living doing that. And my grandfather, on my father's side, he owned a fruit and vegetable shop for many years. And very hard-working people. My best memories are probably around Christmas time when I would go over to my grandparents' house and have all kinds of food, lasagna, fish, everything. Just, and I would have all my cousins there. And I grew up in Brooklyn. My grandparents lived on 60th Street and 20th Avenue in Bensonhurst there, which is a big Italian stronghold neighborhood. And the neighborhood I'm actually from is actually 64th Street and 20th Avenue. That's where I was born. And it was an Italian, Jewish, Irish neighborhood. And we all would play in the streets. We would play stick ball. We would play handball up against the wall. And it was great growing up.
Hi, my name is Daniela Day, and I work here at the Italian American Museum. I've been working here since 2013, so it's a great year. My family's from Little Italy. I'm the fourth generation to live here, and I know that my grandparents would be very proud of me if they knew that I was here at the museum. I'm a local artist. It's been wonderful to work here at the museum. I love my Italian American grandparents. I miss them terribly. I spent every holiday right here on Elizabeth and Grand, where I actually live now. There's nothing like having wonderful Italian American grandparents. I've learned that I could do no wrong as long as I ate everything on my plate. And I've learned to never ask anything for anyone when I go over their house, but to always offer food when people came to my place. So it's been a wonderful year here working at the museum. I love being in front of this beautiful tree with these antique ornaments that were brought to us by one of our supporters. I'm also an artist. I've always been an artist, and I make these Christmas ornaments. And this is one that I made. It's made out of in a sardine can. Sardines is for Italians. This one says Buon Natale, because I made it to be sold here in the museum. And as I mentioned before, it's wonderful to be here. I feel that my ancestors are very proud of me. 4 generations ago, they came to Mulberry and Grand. So I can feel that they're very proud of me, and I love being part of the museum. So we still do the Feast of the Seven Fishes every Christmas Eve. This year I'll be going to Staten Island, and as my family expands and becomes more multicultural with my cousins, I've learned that every relative only wants to cook the Italian food. From no matter what background they came, they wanted to learn all of the recipes that were passed down by my grandmother, who never wrote. She wrote in pencil on index cards. We put together a book of her recipes, and that's the most popular thing to look at over the holidays. Any one of my cousins that marries into my family want to see the book of my grandmother's recipes that includes such exact measurements as a wine glass full of oil.
I'm Nancy Machina. I'm an Italian American, born, bred, and living in New York City from Italian parents from Italy. Puglia, provincia di Bari. I remember as a child, we never had a Christmas tree in the early years. We had a presepio. They really did it like Italian style with cousins and all together, and unfortunately, almost everyone has passed away. My ancestors, but I have my children now, which is, it really does get dissolved. Like they're partially Irish, and my grandchildren are they're partially Irish and partially Italian, and my grandchildren are even more dissolved. They're just a little piece of Italian. But I really miss the wonderful food and decorations and family being together. It seems to be a lot less of that now in my life. I don't know if that's like socially so with other people. It can be part of the times or part of the time in my life. I have to say that I love being in New York. I love New York, and I love New York at Christmas time too, as a city, because it really, it has a certain kind of energy and vibration and decorations that are very beautiful from like all parts of the world, which are, I think, are very nice. And I actually look forward to this Christmas because I'm going to have my own children and grandchildren coming up from Florida to New York. And I'm glad it's this way around rather than the other way around, because I don't want the heat and Christmas decorations on palm trees. It just doesn't work somehow. I like snow and I like being cold, and I like Rockefeller Center and all of the fanfare and the Disney World quality of the Christmas season here. I have to say I'm very happy about this museum.
Nina, take a look over. Give me a smile.
Oh God, I don't want to do a smile.
Nina, come here. Give me a smile holding the ornament.
Hold the ornament.
All right, ready? 1, 2. All right.
Okay, next.
Next. Ornament.
I promise.
All right, here we go. Next.
He told me I have to hold it with two hands. Where'd you go?
Damien, take an ornament, put it on the tree.
Do I go? I'm going. I gotta get. No, don't give me two. I'm only allowed to hold one. I got an ornament already.
Come on. All right, Kim, hold on. Take a look over. How you doing there? There you go.
So artsy. So artsy. Very artsy.
Nico, give me a look. All right.
Come here.
Oh, I can reach forward.
Tell them to freeze for the group shot? Yeah, sure. All right, hold on. Hey, everybody at the tree right now, hold on. Freeze. Turn the group picture. About face. About Christina. Stay in there.
Nice big smiles, everybody.
Nice big smiles. Chemstress. All right.
See, I told you we got everybody. I got you all. Nice big smiles. On the count of 3 and stay there, I'm going to take 2.
Lindenhurst.
3.
Never heard of it.
That's 1.
Beautiful. Let's see those smiles.
Come on. Nice big happy. Oh, look at that. That's great. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, my name is Fiorella DiCarlo, and I'm a registered dietitian. I'm also first generation Italian American. And I'm here just to tell you a little bit about my memories around Christmas and food, which was really a really great part of our social interactions in our family life. One of the greatest memories that I do have, of course, starts with Christmas Eve, which is the Feast of the Seven Fishes, and we have so many exotic foods and fish. Being from southern Naples, we brought in a lot of those types of shellfish, of course, and we would have pulpo and scrugili, and we would have live eels in our sink at Christmas Eve, which was amazing, and conch, and all types of amazing foods and fish, and chestnuts roasting, and hazelnuts roasting, and amazing foods, and a ricotta cheesecake, and amazing things to eat. And we would just celebrate on these wonderful, wonderful big pots of zuppa on the stove. And it was should be absolutely amazing to share together with friends and family. And what was so interesting for our family too is being first generation Italian. We came into the United States and we were very much like the first immigrants coming here. Not so much like 1880s, it was the early 80s for us, but at the same time we did encounter a lot of the same situations with Americans, but very, very, very happy to understand and learn that there were Italian Americans here, fourth and fifth generation, who still spoke the language and still shared in our traditions, which I think is so important to keep going, which is amazing work that the Italian American Museum is doing, keeping up all of the new traditions and the old traditions of the Italian American culture. And particularly for myself and the work that I do, I promote the Italian food and culture because the Mediterranean diets have shown so much health benefits, things that we take into, sometimes we don't even think about, the tomato sauces, the fresh fruits, the seasonal fruits and vegetables that are part of the Italian American kitchen.
Started collecting these things. We were very fortunate that we have an Italian American museum right on Mulberry Street that can create and look back and see how they've celebrated. The celebration then today with the museum and Dr. Scelsia is to right now thinking, yes, we can bring back the old ways, at least in the ornaments that they use to decorate their trees. Today we bought a bunch of old balloons. They've been laying in the basement, in my basement, for 40 years, and I started collecting these ornaments some time ago, and I started collecting the actual glass ornaments from the various countries and took the old ornaments and buried them. They would have been buried for 40 years in my basement. I thought it would be appropriate to bring them back since I wasn't using them. I didn't have any need for them or want them. Why not bring them back to where they came from? And that's bringing them to back to Mulberry Street. So we have a whole bunch. We're decorating our first tree at the museum with these ornaments, and I'm really happy to see that this is something that we can maintain, just one little part of our tradition.
Took a lot to do it. So, anyway, I'll show you guys.
Well, you seen these?
What happened is, I don't know if you ever seen the glass ornaments that are like little figurines. These kind of ornaments. We started collecting them ourselves and said, those fools, they're all big.
So that's the ones you sold?
That's
the other ones?
Good. I have 1,000 of them. I have 50 Christmas trees, 4 of them. And can you imagine?
3 trees?
3 trees. 2 artificial, 1 real.
And where were they? All up at once?
No, I've been collecting them for 45 years. And so, you know how many, if you buy 6 or 7?
Hello, hi, my name is Antonio Guarna. I come from Sarno, near Pompeii, Naples area. I came here in 1985, long time ago. And the contrast that I had in the beginning, Italian-American Christmas. Italian Christmas was more like, what can I say, regular to me at that time. Not so many lights, not so many Christmas lights on the outside. When I came here, it was a huge contrast. I started to see so many lights all over the place. Some people, and Paul Parkway, I come from the Bronx. They still do today some huge Christmas work. They do a lot of decoration. Same thing also in Brooklyn and Manhattan, all over the place. In Italy, especially where I come from, it's a little quiet. My Christmas time as a young, presepe. We used to do presepe, me and my brother. We used to cut boxes, medicine boxes, all those little things. We used to make doors, windows, glasses. We used to do the Christmas tree.
Hello, my name is Simona De Rosa. I'm from Naples. I was born and raised in Naples, Italy, and I moved here in January 2013 to study at Queen's College to take a master in jazz performance. So, what about my Christmas? Actually, I never spent a Christmas here in New York City since it's just 1 year that I moved here. Not even, in January would be 1 year. So, I just can say what is my Christmas over there in Naples. I mean, I come from the south of Italy, so you can already imagine that the Christmas is all about family and food. I'm leaving this Friday, I'm going there to Naples. I already ordered my menu over there to my mom. I already said what I want to eat. So yeah, basically, you know, it's, you just spend all day long with the family. You wait all the year, I mean, to be with your best friends, I mean, with your family, brother, sister, all the family. So usually we have this huge table and everybody, you know, is eating, you know, counting stories, maybe something happened, so everybody's counting what happened. And I mean, and it's so delightful, it's so nice. I think it's really a pity because we don't have to wait just for Christmas time to be everybody together, just like Christmas, because we say in Christmas everybody's has to be more bravo, has to be more kind, how you say? Yeah. We should be kind every day, help each other every day, you know. I'm starting to believe in karma. So what goes around comes around. If you give 100%, I'm sure you can have 300% back. So let's pretend that it's Christmas every day of our day.
Tutto in italiano. Sei tutto italiano,
Non ancora, l'inglese non ancora.
Non avete ancora contaminato.
Non contaminato, tutto italiano. Poi chissà, buona
Ho capito.
Esatto, sì, è vero.
Però andavo a scuola, non sapevo l'inglese perché in casa.
My name is Maria Luisa Sciorilli in Del Greco. I've been in this country for over 40 years. I came as a teenager, and memories of Christmas in Italy, well, many. Big family, a lot of food, and the most important thing for me as a child, it's not as much as the Christmas tree, which is the nativity. It's the most important things to me. If I have to choose the tree or the nativity, I would choose the nativity, which in my house is a huge nativity scene. It's humongous. And memories, there are so many, especially now that I have a grandchild. It's even more important to me that when I'm gone, to leave a legacy of many memories. And I also do a lot of ornament myself, which I work with crochet because it's my passion. I have a few passions in my life: food, cooking, and crochet, and the family, of course. And these are all the Christmas ornament that I make for my tree. I give it away as a gift, and it's all crochet and comes in many colors, and that's it.
Sure. So my name is Alessandro Zori. Came here with my family. We like to try to do different things, and especially the Christmas time, family comes together, so coming here to something like this is always welcoming and appreciative. Also a member of the Unigo Manhattan chapter, so we're trying to promote Italian culture and heritage here, and I think Christmas time, for me personally, always falls hand in hand with the promoting Italian culture, because it's a very strong Italian bond you have there. I guess, you know, when I think back on my own Italian Christmas experiences, it's kind of tough to differentiate if this is what the normal Italian Christmases are like, or you know, this is something unique to us. But for us, it's always you know, presents, gifts. It's all an aside. This is an opportunity to, you know, to sort of see everyone to get together. Just for one occasion, everyone's in a good spirits, and it's just, you know, who's missing here is not everyone's there for Christmas. So I think we always appreciated that. In particular, we have our midnight mass. So every year we get together, and I don't eat fish, but everyone seems to enjoy this. You know, there are plenty of fish meals and all the different plates, but I try to sit there with my bread and butter, and I just sulk my time away while everyone else is enjoying the food until we have our midnight mass, which is a nice experience because, you know, everyone stays up late, and mostly, unless you have a little baby, you take the walk. So it's always, you know, it's about a 5-10 minute walk, and it's very cold out, and sometimes it's snowing, but everyone does it, and we all together, we all take this long, you know, little walk at midnight, and then afterwards at 1 a.m. we come back, and then as sort of a celebration when we get back, you know, my aunts will open up bottles of limoncello, and then other relatives that might be with their other families that leave at normal hours, you know, they'll come and, you know, reconvene at my aunt's house, and everyone together will be there for a nice little Christmas Eve celebration and rounds of limoncello, and they end up leaving at 4 a.m. and the next morning, you know, you're kind of a little hungover, and you're like, I guess this is Christmas, but to us, you know, it's sort of the Christmas Eve is a real celebration that we enjoy.
Hi, my name is Angel Marinaccio. I'm the third generation born in Little Italy, and I raised my children here. And guess what? I still live here because this is my roots, and I would never leave. There's nothing like Little Italy growing up here. And I remember Christmas morning, oh boy, opening up our gifts. And after eating a meal of the 7 fishes and going to midnight mass, we all came back for sausage and peppers because we weren't allowed to have meat before that. And chestnuts were roasting and playing either minighedo, which is an Italian game, or scuba, the older men used to play. And my parents and my aunts and uncles played guitar and sang all night. And we only had a 3-bedroom apartment with the bathtubs in the kitchen, and you know what? I had a great childhood. And during the years, this neighborhood changed, and I went with the changes because I don't want to leave my roots. And I welcome the new people that came by, but I want them to respect and know the people that were here before. And that's what it's all about, the immigrants, my grandparents. They were fishermen from Sciacca, Sicily, on both sides of my family. And that was our life here, being raised here in walk-ups, 98 steps to go up to my home. And if my grandmother needed something, she would throw down the bag, and we would put all our groceries in all the times. And my memories are very good here, and that's why I wrote some books, because my grandchildren never knew what it's like. They're all in that computer age. So I started to write some memories down, and my daughter really went crazy. She said, you know, Ma, I'm going to send it to my friend Charles Messina. He's a playwright. I said, no, don't do that, because they're going to think our family's Ubats. But she said, no, Ma, he'll figure out what to do. And he sent it to a publisher, and that's how my first book got published. And the name of that book is Be Home on Time When I Put the Water Up for Pasta. That's what Grandma used to say. And after that, I wrote this book. This is my new cookbook. It's been out since last November. I gathered all my cousins and my friends, and we reminisced about all old recipes. Half of our moms and dads and aunts and uncles have passed, and I know those recipes have been forgotten. So after gathering them, I put them in a book.
Yes, my name's Ernest Rossi. I'm here at the Italian American Museum, and in fact, where I'm sitting now is where my grandfather first started his business in 1910. We're at 187 Grant Street. This is, I guess, the new part of the museum that just expanded and opened. And to be in here is an amazing experience. My father and my uncles, my aunts, they were born and grew up in this building. And I grew up on Mulberry Street. And we have the store across the street from here at 193 Grand Street. And it's just a really amazing experience. And just to think that in here, back in the 1920s, how many different Neapolitan songwriters and singers would enter into this space and would pitch their song for the day, because every day they would write a new song and try to sell it to my grandfather, who would then publish the song. And I believe his first hit that came out of this store was called Cartolina Nabla, somewhere in the 1920s. But growing up here in Little Italy was fantastic. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I had the best Christmases, the best New Year's. I mean, New Year's Eve, all of us went to everyone's family's house and with friends. We made sure we stopped and had a toast with everyone to bring in the new year. And it was a very close-knit community. Everyone had either grandmother, grandparent, they had aunts, uncles, cousins, and so on, brothers and sisters that all lived on Mulberry Street or Mott or Elizabeth Street. And it was really close. And so just to be in here now brings back many memories. And I'd like to sing a song for you that I wrote for Christmas, and it's called Merry Christmas to You, and I hope you enjoy it. Another year has come and gone, and Christmas time is here again. Pack up your troubles and your woes. Let's get under the mistletoe. Get out the tree and decorate. Let's not forget the fireplace. Make Christmas cookies and fruitcake. Oh, we're gonna celebrate. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. To you, my friends. Get together with your family. Stop the fights and the bickering. Let's be grateful for what we have. There are many less fortunate. Maybe this year wasn't your best, filled with many sad memories. Before you know it, it will end, and then we'll start over again. Merry Christmas to you.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt His word. A thrill of hope, a weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees and hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night. Oh, night divine.
Hi everybody, hello again, this is Dr. Joseph Shelser, and I have in my hand one of the most delicious cannolis in the whole world. Well, it's the most delicious in New York City anyway, voted #1 by the New York Daily News 3 years in a row. Compliments of Cafe Palermo on Mulberry Street, just across from the Italian American Museum. Somebody who supports our efforts. Thank you very much, baby John. Enjoy.
And now our beautiful Simona Di Rosa, or a gift from Naples, is sing White Christmas.
Where the treetops stand and children we stand to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmas be
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hey, good to see you.
Everybody over here, everybody over here, everybody. Watch your step, watch your step.
I don't need this.
You don't know it's bacon. Just move your mouth.
No, I don't need that.
You don't want me to put this out?
If you want, you can put it on.
Giampino, just... Everybody over here. I need somebody on this side. I know I got a pretty girl over here. All right. Daniela.
I'll give you an intro.
Yeah, little background music.
Shall we say
Some background music.
Is this going to be the finale?
No. Just I want to just get. Well, we have a bunch of people here. I want to get. Yeah, I'm going to do video. Say I'm Joe. Say something like, here with just some of the wonderful people. Some of the wonderful people who joined us here today. Very low, very low, very low. Very low would be nice if you can.
You guys together. No, get together.
Other sceneries, okay?
Yeah, it's good. I'll get it. Just sort of say up here with just some of the wonderful people who've been joining us all day long type of.
On the end of this, I'm going to say on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Buon Natale, everybody. A tutti, all right? All right. Well, going to tell me when to go. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video postcard, courtesy of Arthur Piccolo and the Italian American Museum. We've certainly enjoyed being here for you, and we hope that you'll be with us next year as well. Anyway, from all of us here down in Little Italy at the Italian American Museum, with some of the guests that have joined us today, we want to say, Buon Natale! Okay?
All right, let me also get some photos though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do we start right then?
Yeah, you can play now. All right, I got that. Let me get my camera.
It should come up again.
Wow.